Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Crown Channing and thank you very much for watching. For this just trying video, we are going to be painting the elephant. This is going to be adding the green coats and a bit of the red. I'm going to highlight the rose on top a little bit, and I could use some tips in the description below. I'll also be, later in the video, with a different angle, I will be getting rid of the colors that I accidentally messed up, outlining the eye, and then messing up some more. Do you guys think I should, instead of keeping the elephant white, make it a gray color like an actual elephant, or do you think I should just keep it white and try to go on with that? I would like to know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below, and thank you very much for watching. Today, I thought we should talk about my art career. Not that I really have one, but I'd like to learn. And it's not just about art, sorry for the weird noise, but like it's about the fact that I want to learn how to draw better digitally. I want to learn better how to draw better. I want to learn to paint better. I want to learn how to do makeup better, so that it can help me in future times, because I plan on making more videos in the future that involve more makeup process things. I want to be able to make trailers, maybe animations even, some art and commercials, not commercials, but like sneak peeks or snippets or hints using my own art about the things that I'm going to make in the future, and I need to start practicing now to help me in those years to come. Also, I also want to make another channel. Well, I feel like God's leading me this channel. It has been for a while, but I'm going to start working on writing scripts for it and stuff like that, where it's a skit-like channel, and I do a bunch of funny short little skits and stuff like that, and I'm very excited for that as well. Please don't forget to go check out the Salty Sisters channel. It is in the description below. And let's move on to our topic. So, I have been growing as an online artist for quite a while, and by online I mean digital artist. Middle school, I had a friend of mine who drew on her phone all the time. Not to say she didn't draw in the sketchbook, but when she could, she drew on her phone. And she showed me this really cool app. It's what I use, and it's called Autodesk Sketchbook. It's free, completely. I don't really use apps that cost money. All the it's improved a lot. All the extra stuff has become free, and usually when they do add-ons, like they did a couple of years ago, they did an add-on where you can have more than 3 layers, which you can have infinite layers now, by the way, for anyone's concerned about that. And you can do a bunch of extra brushes, and it added that a couple of years ago, but you had to pay to use it, and the only reason I knew that is because my friend bought it. But they eventually added it onto the free section, which is what I have. I'm sure in the paid section they have some extra brushes, but there's like over 30 brushes in the thing all by itself. And I really think for people that want to get into digital art, they should definitely try that first. It's good for phones and tablets, as I've used it on there. I don't know for one on the computer though. So anyway, I started digital art after she did because I thought it was very interesting, and I really wanted to give it a try myself. So I did. If I sound like I'm farther away, I'm trying to see if I can fix the audio by kind of fading in the back, because it's peaking a lot, and I'm trying to see if I can fix that. So far it's not working. Anyway, I'm gonna move a bit forward now. So she started doing digital art, and I started doing it as well. And the more I did it, the more I actually hated it at first, because it was much harder to do, and it was just very hard for me to get the handle of. And compared to drawing on the paper versus drawing digitally, I am much better at drawing on the paper. So, we love that. So, I kind of dropped it after a while because I realized it wasn't that good, and I was comparing myself to my friend's art, because she could draw so much better than I could, and she still can, and it really angered me. So when I picked it up a couple of years later, by talking to her and asking her what the thing was, I kept it on and off, going back to it, came back to it, went back and forth, and now I'd have it on my phone. And I'm drawing a lot more stuff. Like, here's a thing I just drew last week. it's of my OC. Her name is Hana Noah. She's my My Hero Academia OC. OC means original character, by the way. And she's with Shoji, who she loves. Shoji is our fine man from Class 1A, who should be more recognized, but that's something else in a different video entirely that I plan on doing. And I drew this. I drew the background. I drew everything for the first time. It was me working the foreground, background, and all that. And I'm not particularly happy. And I'd like some art tips, as like I said earlier. And I'm just not particularly happy with this because I feel like it could be so much better, but it's not. And I'll have to work on that. You know, that's my own thing. But if you guys, like I said, tips. I'm looking for some tips specifically for digital art. But indie art tips would be great as well. Anyway, and I've been continuing on. As you can see in this paint video that I'm doing, I'm not the grandest of painters. It's streaky, it's mixed together, it does not look very well, and I didn't do a primer or anything like that. And a lot of you guys are like, this does not look like it's going well at all, because it's not. And I'd like some tips for how to do this better as well. And like I said, should it be gray? What should I do with the elephant? But I want to get better at doing art and stuff like that. And the nice thing that I have been improving a lot for artists now, they're just like, oh, I don't like the way it looks. You just keep going, you just keep working, you find what's easiest, what's best for you, you find your own style. And people will start really liking it. In my senior year, I actually got my first ever commission that was actually going to be for a business. They ended up not using my design, but I got paid. I only got paid $5, and I was very excited because this person who asked me was also an artist. Well, they both, her mom and her, decided they wanted to use my art instead, and that's really awesome. And yeah, and then as of recently, I've been gotten 2 other commissions that I'm very excited about. I drew for my family. Like, these are the ones I've drawn of my family so far. I'm not finished yet. I still have, well, here's my older sister, my younger, the editor, my mom, my nana, and me. I'm not particularly happy with how I came out, and a lot of people have been saying it looks more chibi-like. I don't really see it, but at the same time I kind of do. But yeah, I'm just trying to get it done. The editor one, by the way, is not finished yet, but I will show a picture of what it looks like when it is finished. And yeah, I have this new OC that I thought of, and she's for the My Hero Academia fandom as well. She originally was for my own story, and I still plan on using her for that, but I kind of took her design and brought her over. I don't really have a name for her yet, but she's an American student who came to Japan to learn to become a hero because it's one of the best schools in the world. And her backstory is that her father had a lot of money, but the rest of her family didn't know that except for her sister, one of her sisters. And when he died, unfortunately, he left her sister and her a lot of money, and her quirk is she can move molecules in different places, like replace molecules, like if she were to take a bottle out of someone's hand and teleport it, quotation marks, away, it would replace where the bottle was with air. So if she was going to try to teleport herself, she would have to replace where she was with whatever was there. Unfortunately, one time she teleported herself into a wall, and somebody had to break her free, and now she has claustrophobia. But her hero outfit, which I'll have to show you when I'm done with that as well, looks like this, and it's what she uses mostly to fight. Well, you'll see her hero outfit probably next video when I talk about her again and tell you a bit of the story a bit more. But yeah, she and Nita fall in love, and I think it's really cute. I've also found that drawing with bases is much easier than anything else I've tried to do, unfortunately. The issue with bases and me, which a base, for those of you who don't know, is when it's like an outline of 2 people in specific things, like it looks like this. Credit to the artist. I'll put it in the bottom of the screen what the artist's name is. They make it very easy to follow and put your characters over, but the issue is it doesn't fully help me draw. But I like using bases because it's a quick, effective way to get that angle that I wanted. And it's very helpful to me, but I know that in the end it's not exactly helping me. So the nice thing about drawing over bases is I don't take the bases. Like what I used to do is I used to just use the base and combine the pictures together. But I've now learned that if I outline the entire base or the base that I need and then put things over and work, it helps a lot, and it teaches me how like shoulders slant, where collarbones go, how to turn the head in a specific way, how to draw eyes better, how to draw hair better, and a lot of different angles that have been a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun and it's very helpful, but unfortunately not the most helpful. I'm going to try to do another one with Ida and my character, who I don't have a name yet, but if anyone has a name for it, I'd be interested. And I'd want to put them together in a specific way. I'll have to show you whenever I do it. It's going to be like an open, not commission, open, I don't know what they call it. I'll have to tell you. I'll have to put it at the bottom of the screen. And it's going to have an area for people with other OCs to interact, and I'll have to put it on my Instagram, which you'll have to follow to find that, and my Twitter. Also, you should follow my Snapchat because I post a lot about my turtle, and I post a lot about my grandmother's dog, Cinderella. So you'll have to go there to see more about my children, quotation marks. But I love them deeply. You want some love? You want some love? You want some attention? Hello, baby. Hello. I literally was just playing a Snapchat of me petting her because I got it from my video, and now she's jealous and sad over there because she's sad that it's not happening right now. Cinderella, if you come closer, I'll give you some pets. No? Well, okay. One time I was in art class in my senior year, or junior year, no, senior, and we did stippling. Like, we got to choose what kind of art form we could use. We could do watercolor, we could do regular old paint, we could do markers, coloring, stuff like that. And I chose stippling. And what stippling is whenever you put a little bunch of dots, you don't use lines, you use dots for everything and bring it all together for one big cohesive picture. I did stippling for about 3 days in a row, and by the end of every, class, everyone in the class was like, could you stop stippling, please? Because it just sounded like... for an hour, most of the time, and it was very loud because it was on a much more wooden table, and I was using coloring, pencils, and the teacher's just like, stop, just don't. And I was going to do stippling for the entire thing, but my friend and the teacher were just like, don't, that I couldn't, and they wouldn't let me. So we loved that. I think that was quite funny, and I want to do more stippling in the future now that I think about it, because it's actually quite fun as long as you're on the right table and you're not using something too loud. I also remember when I first started shading in freshman year, like actually learning to shade, and I did a terrible job, and I really love the picture, but it was, now that I look at it, it's just shaded all wrong. I look back at it and I'm like, oh, I see why everyone was like gross, because like my friend who was a really good artist and the art teacher was like, that's not how that works, and that hurt my feelings because I tried really hard, and for them just to be like, that's not how that works. And I tried to ask for help, and they're just like, you'll figure it out, and I just didn't get it. Like, you're the teacher and you're my friend who knows how to do this, why aren't you helping me? But they all meant it good, and they were hoping I would learn it by action and by looking at other people, and I tried. It just didn't work out for me. But I'm getting a lot better with shading. I found that on the app for my phone that I was talking about earlier, if you use a felt pen in black and then turn the opacity down for the different layer, it looks really nice for shading. I also learned from videos that I watched about digital art tips that if you use different kinds of brushes, pens, stuff like that, to shade, it looks a lot more better and a lot different for digital art specifically. And that's where I tried the felt pen, and that's why it worked out. And yeah, just a little tip for you to end our little video here. Thank you so much. My goodness. Thank you so much for watching. Why don't you join the ride and subscribe? Please follow all my social medias, which are in the description below. And thank you so much. If you have any tips, tricks, or anything to help me with any art matter, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.